Welcome to Chit Chats with Charity, where I show you what life is like as a news reporter and give you tips on how you can get involved in tech with tips that I have learned along the way, while also sharing all about my faith with you. In this video, I will share with you 5 things I wish I knew before I became a news reporter that would have saved me a lot of heartache, stress, burnout, being overwhelmed, and questioning if I should have ever became a news reporter in the first place. That I wish I knew before becoming a news reporter is that finding news stories is hard. You would think as a news reporter, reporting the news would be easy. But I will say, with my years of experience in this industry, I can say with confidence that finding news stories, finding content and information that impacts our viewers and that they care about is probably one of the hardest aspects of the overall job. What I wish someone would have told me before I took the job is how to properly plan and prepare to find my news stories each day. I'm sure you've heard the saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I felt like for the first year or so of the job that I was a failure every single day because I didn't know how to properly prepare. I didn't know how to network. I didn't know how to dig. I didn't know how to dig deeper. Those are terms that you hear on the day-to-day basis. I didn't know who to call. I did not know, and I didn't feel prepared. So every day going to work, I didn't know what to expect or how to plan and how to prepare. And I just wish someone would have helped me before I accepted the job on how to make the phone calls, how to do the research. And then what I wish someone would have told me is that it won't always be hard. The longer you are in a place, the more familiar your viewers will become with you and the more familiar you'll become with them. So then you'll learn, okay, well, I'm not even gonna pitch this story. I'm not even gonna put any research effort towards it because it is not newsworthy. The longer you work in the industry, you'll find what is actually newsworthy and what people care about. And also, people will start to trust you and then they'll start to come to you with stories. So, for example, I had been covering a apartment building. It was a 3-story apartment building that had caught fire twice. And I had been covering several follow-ups on this story for weeks, going to city council meetings, talking to our city mayor, our planning and development director, engineers, city citizens and residents who live in the area. And it had gotten to the point where people were questioning, where is the owner? Are they gonna be the ones that's gonna tear this down? Because now this 3-story building is posing a safety threat to the public. And so people were wondering, okay, well, I don't want this, like as a taxpayer, I don't want to have to pay for this. What do I do? So I ended up reaching out, doing the digging deeper, doing the research, and finding the owner of the building. I called them up, and what this building owner, this apartment owner, told me was, I actually wanted to reach out to you because I was told that you are a trustworthy news reporter that I can trust to get out the truth on how we're planning to handle the situation. That is crazy. I wish someone would have told me, Charity, that will come with time. People will trust you. The viewers will trust you. It won't always be hard finding the stories. So with that same point of coming with time leads me to my second point. My second point on the second thing that I wish I knew is that you'll become a local celebrity. And it's weird at first. You'll be in the grocery store, you'll be at church, you'll be on a night walk, you'll be at a gas station. If you're out in the public at an event in any kind of way, people will recognize you. You have to keep in mind that you are probably on these people's radio in their car, you're on their cell phones, you're on their TV. Like they hear you, they see you at least 5 days a week. And so sometimes you'll find yourself meeting people who are like, oh my gosh, that's the lady from the news, or oh my gosh, that's the lady that's on TV. It's great once you get used to it, but sometimes you'll encounter people where you're like, do I know you? Have we met before? And they full-fledged think they know you because they see you all the time, even though you've actually never met. And so I think it is important for you to keep in mind, if you're interested in this industry, that it matters and we have to be mindful of the places we go and the things that we do in those places, because you never know who's watching you that could either damage or benefit your credibility. The third thing that I wish I knew is that there is a place for women in this industry. There's a place for women in tech. Doesn't matter what skin color you have, it doesn't matter what country you're from, it doesn't matter what texture hair you have, what size you are, it does not matter. You matter, and there is a place for you in this industry. 2022, you can still look around. Men are leading in tech, men are leading in the news industry. There's just a lot of men. That's just the way it is, but that does not negate your value and your place in tech, your value and your place in this industry. People want to see people they relate to. People want to see people who look like them. So ladies, your representation matters. Men, we need you too. We need you to continue to be strong leaders. But women, I want you to also know that you can also be leaders. There are a lot of trailblazers in this industry that are female, and I just want to let you know that you have a place. I've also met parents who have pulled me aside in the grocery store and just thanked me because they have someone their kids can look up to. So if these tips have been helpful to you, I want to make sure that you're subscribed, because in next week's video, I'm going to take you along with me to a tech conference in Chicago, Illinois, where we'll learn about video, lights, audio, and where our place as women is in the tech industry and the news industry and the broadcasting industry. So if you're interested in learning more about video, lighting, and audio in specific, make sure that you're subscribed so you do not miss when I upload. The fourth thing that I wish I knew before becoming a news reporter is you will have to work holidays. And you're probably thinking that seems so minuscule. I am a family person, and I moved more than 1,000 miles away from my family and close friends to pursue my career, and it is not something I regret. I love my job, but I wish someone would have prepared me to know how to properly communicate and how to plan ahead with my family and friends to navigate around holidays. So the way it works is, if you are scheduled to work Monday through Friday, Saturday through Wednesday, whatever day you're scheduled to work, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Halloween, Labor Day, 4th of July, it does not matter, Memorial Day, it doesn't matter what holiday it is, it doesn't matter if you're Christian, agnostic, atheist, it does not matter. If you are scheduled to work on that given day, on any given day of the week, you're expected to show up to work on that holiday, unless you plan ahead and call it off like any other job in the industry. Other than that, you're expected to work, and you're expected to work just as well as you would on any other day of the week. And just to showcase maybe just how hard that is within the last 3 years that I've lived away from my family, I've only gone home twice for Christmas, and I have not gone home at all for Thanksgiving. In fact, I've only gone home twice in the 3 years that I've lived where I live. Not to discourage you, but just to let you know that you need to plan ahead and be able to communicate with your family, your loved ones, how you guys are going to navigate spending holidays together with each other. The fifth thing that I wish I knew before becoming a news reporter is how to have work life and personal life balance. How to separate my work life and my personal life. As I mentioned in the first point, it is hard to find news stories, but it is very easy for work to come home with you when that's the case. Because if you didn't make the calls at work and you didn't do the digging at work, it's easy to think, oh my gosh, I do not have a story for tomorrow. What am I gonna do? Then now you found yourself looking through emails, making calls, making a list of who you're gonna call, making a list of potential story ideas, and now you're working off the clock. If you get scheduled to work 9 to 6, you work 9 to 6. If you get scheduled to work 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., you work 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Any of those hours outside of that, you're not getting paid, you're not getting compensated for your work. Don't work. Home is meant to be a place where you relax, where you rejuvenate, where you can calm down and decompress. If you're bringing home the thing that triggers you the most, outside of being home, you're bringing that into your home, you're not going to get the proper rest you need, and it's going to affect your work quality. And I only know that because I've made the mistakes and I've gotten burned because of it. I have done the calling, picking up the phone and making the calls and answering the calls outside of work. I've done the digging through my emails. I've done the research on trying to find a story that's happening nationally and how can I localize it. I've done it. I've worked outside of work. Then I started this cycle of feeling stressed, feeling burned out, feeling discouraged, feeling like my work ethic and my work quality is just diminishing. And then you start to resent your job, you start to resent your work ethic, and then you question, should I have become a news reporter in the first place? When that is not necessary. Those feelings don't need to weigh you down, because if you set up that proper boundary of doing work at work and living life and enjoying home at home, then you won't start that cycle. And if you start to feel yourself starting that cycle, you know how to correct it. Now that I've shared with you 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a news reporter, I hope you now feel better equipped to be successful in whatever endeavor you choose. On this channel, I will give you tips on how to become better at chasing your dreams. I'll show you what it's like for me as a news anchor and a news reporter, and I'll love to share my faith with you. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk about God, but we're gonna have us a good time. Be good, be smart, think for yourself. I love you. You got this, so go be great.